Universe Mode has been getting a lot of hype for 2K26, but it feels like a lot of the fans are upset because a lot of key features that we're hoping to see have unfortunately not been added to the game this year. The biggest one that has people talking is the Rivalry System. We've been hoping for the addition of Triple Threat, Fatal 4-Way, and Faction Rivalries, but unfortunately it once again did not get added, even though the Universe Mode devs have been openly talking about wanting to get it in the game, but unfortunately we are still stuck with the singles and tag team rivalries that we've had for what, I think the past decade. I think we go back to 2K14 and WWE 13. Those are the last games that had, those multi-man rivalries play out. Even though it didn't happen too much, it at least happened sometimes. But in this case, we're once again stuck with these singles and tag team rivalries for 2K26, which is unfortunate because when they introduced the new promo system last year, it felt like that would be more of a dynamic way to really bring in more people to rivalries, triple threats, fatal four-ways, and factions like we see on TV in WWE every single week. So to have Universe Mode be this, episodic mode, just like WTV, it's a shame that it once again did not get added for 2K26, and we're stuck with the same old rivalry system for the last decade. The promo system has also been a big talking point and a big, frustration for players, as I feel like they're once again too limited. We were excited about them being brought back last year, as we saw the potential with it back in 2K17 to 2K19, but unfortunately, what we have right now just still doesn't really get what everyone wants, as people are hoping for text for promos, and unfortunately, it is once again not the case. Listen, it's understandable for me if you don't want to have text in the game to be able to upload online, right? But if you have your own offline Universe Mode, I feel like you should allow us to have some text for Universe Mode to really make our stories feel more lifelike with actual text, rather than the same old, handful of commentary lines during each promo, the same crowd reactions, the same thing being played out every single time the same promo is used. I to a degree, understand it because, people do weird things with text and promos, is what it is. But at the same time, if it's an offline mode, I feel like you should have it. And a lot of fans of the mode have that belief. So it's understandable why there's some frustration. But unfortunately, promos are not getting text once again. A big feature that unfortunately does not seem to be in the game, could still be, not 100% confirmed, but importing teams and factions seems likely to not be in the game once again this year, as there's been no mention of it in the Ringside Report or any leaks so far. And this is a big quality of life thing. For me personally, it's not a big deal for me because I don't really create too many tag teams or factions at the start of my universe modes, but for people that want to create, past universe modes for like the Attitude Era, WCW, that kind of thing, it's very important because if they have to restart constantly, whether, they lose their save data, whether they just want a fresh restart, they can't just be importing it over and over. So that's unfortunate because I think that's a really big thing for a quality of life standpoint. Also, I think it's pretty big for newer players too. A lot of newer players are still coming into the mode every single year. And I feel like for them to be able to import, custom tag teams and factions every single time they start up Universe Mode would be key for growing the fan base of Universe Mode as well. But unfortunately, as it seems right now, it looks like a 99.9% chance that is not going to be in the game this year, unless we get, the embargo dropping tomorrow. If someone from the Creator Fest saw it in Universe Mode, hopefully, but right now it does not look like it is going to be the case for 2K26. A lot of Universe Mode fans were hoping to see the return of branching storylines, as they've been asking for it for a long time now, but unfortunately, it does not seem to be the case. For me personally, if it was going to come back, I was hoping they'd be involved with the promo system, because promos are a very, fun and dynamic way to really shake up rivalries, whether it's starting one or continuing one on. So it can make sense for promos to really be involved with the branching storyline. But the reality is the Universe Mode team really loves the sandbox idea, and unfortunately, as long as Universe Mode is going to be this sandbox mode, I just don't see branching storylines ever being added back to the game, because that's more of a played out gameplay aspect that you would see in a My Rise where you're playing stories, right? But with Universe Mode, as much as a lot of people want it to be, playing out a bunch of stories, playing out a universe, it's really the sandbox of creating the Universe Mode and playing out that kind of thing, with the ability to play out, with the random stuff the AI gives, but it's more supposed to be this sandbox creativity mode. So unfortunately, for a lot of you that just want to play out fun stories, you're not getting branching storylines. It is what it is. A big chunk of the Universe Mode fans wanted, better AI for superstars and their goals or motivations. And that's really a real life aspect that does not have been touched upon by Universe Mode. in a while. It's somewhere in that 2K17 to 2K19 range I talked about a little bit before. Also had goals and motivations. You know, if you could edit a superstar, you can change their goals, change their motivations. And unfortunately, we're not really going to get that to a good extent in 2K26, but you are to a degree actually going to get it because of the new promo system. So in the new promo system, there is the self-promo option with the new additions where you can, you know, change divisions, you can change a brand. So you can change from face to a heel or heel to a face. So, you know, those goals and motivations aren't inherently there, but they can randomly happen. So unfortunately, it won't be a long-term story, but it could be a short-term thing that in the moment that promo, and maybe you can go on your own and play out that story to really give them that true goal and motivation payoff. But at least to some degree, this new promo system that was added this year is giving you some sort of goal and motivation update when those superstars can randomly get those self-promo options, be able to change, you know, the division, brand, heel or face. So at least to some degree it is there, but to the level that we all want it to be, it's unfortunately not there, and hopefully something that could get added in future iterations of Universe Mode. And we're back over to promos, as a lot of people wanted backstage promos, and even some wanted the ability to, you know, free roam backstage, you know, whether it be in Universe Mode, by Rise, etc. But unfortunately, we're really not going to get that backstage element again this year. It's unfortunate. I made the prediction that we would get backstage promos. A lot of other people did as well, but unfortunately, it is not the case, as promos is really restricted just to the in-ring stuff. We at least did get an interview that's post-match in the ring. I know the backstage, we wanted the backstage interviews, you know, that kind of dynamic. At least we do get it in the ring, so it's not a total L on that end if you wanted backstage promos. You know, you just have to have like the interview aspect in the ring. So at least it's somewhat of a dub because you are getting, you know, that interview option. But obviously, I think a lot of us wanted to be able to have that backstage interview, backstage promo, get integrated into the backstage brawl option. So unfortunately, not what like a lot of people wanted, but at least it is something. Tag team promos were a big thing that people are asking for, and leading up till now, we've seen, you know, the Ringside Report, we've seen the Universe Mode blog as well. We've seen the leaks. Nothing has ever shown tag team promos, and I'm worried. I'm hoping tomorrow when the embargo drops and all the creators and the Creator Fest drop their Universe Mode news, I'm hoping we see it. But right now, I'm not optimistic because it appears tag team promos are still, once again, not going to be in Universe Mode. And that's going to honestly be a complaint. I'm not a big complainer. I'll give, you know, feedback like in this video of things that we'd love to see get added. But this is an actual complaint. If we still can't do tag team promos, it's unfortunate because I think the way tag team matches play out in game isn't incredibly fun. They've made changes to try and improve them. So tag team rivalries have already been an issue, something that's hard to really come with a lot of creativity with. So to add promos, it would make it a lot easier and a lot more fun. But without them, it's hard to put a lot of time into the tag team division without them, if I'm being honest. So it's a shame that right now it doesn't look like we're going to get them once again. And lastly, a big chunk of the community for Universe Mode wanted to see an integration of a good and working injury system. I personally don't really mind having injuries in the game, but a lot of people do because they want a nice realism element added, but also, you know, a storyline element added, because you can easily do a cool storyline where someone gets injured and then comes back to attack said person that injured them. And there is right now a rivalry action in game for it, but for one, it doesn't work, and two, I've been told many times in my comment section it actually causes a bug where the superstar doesn't return. Maybe that's been fixed, I don't know, because I don't personally use the injury rivalry action. But a lot of people want to use it and want to have fun with it, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work and doesn't really make sense. So a lot of people just want a fun injury kind of storyline to be able to play out, but right now it just has not been added for 2K26. Hopefully something for you guys that want it, hopefully it gets added in the future. That's all I got for you guys today. Those are, I believe, the 8 key features that have not been added for 2K26, but a lot of people have been wanting. If you like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot.